Okay, sorry about that. The screencast, I forgot there was a 15-minute time limit. I don't think I have much more than just 5 minutes for you, but had just finished up with LexisNexis. And comparing LexisNexis, a lot of you also used, or a few of you used the newspaper source database as well. And so I just wanted to point out that one. Here it is, newspaper source. This one, I like it. I think it's a little bit more focused, and I will show you as well one other thing you can do in here that might help. You can type in your keywords and you get some results. I get 104. One thing I'll just want to point out real quick is you have an option to limit over here on the side, and you can limit to cover story. That might be helpful for some of you depending on your topics. If your topic was a front page news story, it's going to have a little bit more depth than some of those brief little news items we were seeing in LexisNexis. In my case, well, this looks like it would be good, except that it's from 1994, and I think it's talking about Bill Clinton, not Hillary Clinton, so not relevant for me. I wonder if I changed my search term. Okay, so now I get 10, so that might be more relevant, or might have some good sources in it. So try that out. When you're in newspaper source, limit to cover story. That might yield some good sources. What else did I want to mention? Oh yes, one other person mentioned this when they were using this source, and I thought it was a good suggestion. When you type in your keywords, you can do publication type. So you could select transcript, and the reason you might want to do that is because then you would pull up possibly some speeches or interviews that were done, and so the student who did this was looking at something to do with Trump, and I remember seeing in his results list he had a lot of interviews with Donald Trump, and so that's a great way to kind of hear Donald Trump's voice on the matter. So you might consider using that transcript option, that focus there, and there's some other ways to focus and narrow as well that you can look into. Okay, I think that's all I wanted to mention. Let me go back to the library site though. So we looked at discovery, LexisNexis, the newspaper source tool. We've talked about Access World News in here before. That's another one that's news. Here it is, Access World News, and has the even the link on the side there for the presidential election, U.S. presidential campaign. So that's another one. And then some of you also have some very specific topics, like I know a few of you are looking at gun control, for example. So you might want to look at the criminal justice subject. There is a database called Criminal Justice Abstracts. You'll find a lot of scholarly sources in here regarding gun control research that has been done on gun violence and that type of thing. You might also find some news articles as well. So keep that in mind. Even topics like immigration, depending on your focus, if you're looking at terrorism or crime and its connection to illegal immigrants, you might find some things in criminal justice. A couple of you have education topics, looking at Common Core or free college tuition. There's a database called, actually we'll do the by subject. So let's go to education. So here are some education databases, and one specifically, ERIC, is kind of the premier education resource if you're going into the education field. We highly recommend you use the ERIC resource. This is going to be all sorts of information related to the education field, and I would imagine you could find some things about Common Core and even Hillary Clinton's plan regarding college tuition. There will be some news items in there as well. I think that probably covers it all. I also had mentioned that Academic Search Complete kind of being like Discovery in that it's really broad, but not nearly as broad as the Discovery tool. So I hope this helps you all. If you continue to have questions or concerns, definitely let me know. But I will go ahead and post these links for you in Blackboard.